The year is 1982, and a sophomore college student by the name of Gregory Watson from the University of Texas at Austin was given a rather boring assignment for his course on government. So he went to the library to check out some books on the United States Constitution, and he noticed something a little odd. You see, one of the first amendments for the Bill of Rights had not been ratified yet. See, the original Bill of Rights had 12 proposed amendments, but the first two, even though they were approved by Congress, were never ratified by the states. It's the 3rd to 12th amendments that ultimately became the first 10 amendments of the Constitution, which are known today as the Bill of Rights. The would-be Second Amendment says, "No law varying the compensation for the services of the senators and representatives shall take effect until an election of representatives shall have intervened." Basically, it means that when the members of Congress vote to change their salary, that change doesn't take effect until after the next election of the House of Representatives, so people have an opportunity to express their opinion on that change in their salary. The proposal was originally by James Madison, and it had remained unratified for almost 200 years at that point. The student, Gregory Watson, then noticed that Congress had not put a time limit by when that amendment needed to be ratified by, which meant that technically it could still be ratified. So he wrote up a paper saying precisely that, and then included a call to action saying that the amendment should be ratified. He submitted that to his professor, and then a little while later got his results back, and it was a C. He was a bit miffed by that, and I kind of sympathize. I'd be miffed if I got a C too, but I probably wouldn't have taken the next step. He resolved right then and there to get that amendment ratified. He was going to change the United States Constitution to prove a point to his professor. See, the professor had said that the C was justified because he hadn't made his case that the amendment could be ratified, and it was not a hot topic, which means it most likely no one would care about it. So the 19-year-old student started a self-financed letter-writing campaign to legislatures to convince them of the merits of the amendment. To get the amendment approved, he needed to get 3/4 of the states to ratify the amendment. When it was originally proposed, he needed 11 states to ratify it, but it only got 7. By 1982, there were 50 states, which means he needed to be ratified by 38 states. But in the interim, there had been 2 states, Wyoming and Ohio, that had also ratified it, so now he needed to convince 29 state legislatures of the merits of this amendment to get his plan into work. Several months went by and he mostly got negative responses, that is, when he got a response at all, until a then senator for Maine, William Cohen, passed Watson's letter on to a state legislature, and a year after his campaign had started, the first state legislature ratified the amendment. And of course, this got Watson more motivated, and he redoubled his efforts contacting as many state legislators as he could. Another year went by until Colorado in 1984 ratified the amendment, and the story appeared in a magazine called State Legislatures, which drove more momentum to the movement and helped Watson get some supporters. At the time, there was some public, shall we say, discontent with congressional members constantly voting themselves salary increases, and that also helped fuel the movement. More and more states kept signing, but it wasn't until 1992, that is 10 years after Watson started his one-man drive to get the Constitution changed, that the 38th state, Alabama, signed or ratified the amendment, and Congress certified the amendment as the 27th Amendment to the Constitution. And the Constitution hasn't been amended since. Anyway, Gregory Watson graduated long before the amendment was finally approved, so he, of course, kept his grade. That is, until March 4th, 2017. After some bureaucratic wrangling and some intervention from the media, the university got in touch with his original professor, and she agreed that he deserved an upgrade. He was finally awarded an A for his paper 35 years after it was originally turned in. The moral of the story here is never underestimate a very motivated student with a bad grade. And that's it for today. If you're new around here, be sure to click on the cup here to get more odd stuff from history, or you can click over here and get another oddity. Sources are down in the description. Below that you can leave a comment. Let me know what interesting thing you did to get back at a professor who gave you a bad grade you didn't deserve. Mine involved a sandwich and some dead flies. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a good one.